Hey guys, this is Vulcan Wolverine or Kyle. I'm just taking video. Like I'm just gonna keep my camera going. It's like ran out of battery when I was doing my last video. I'm just gonna keep it on. My targeting is very heavy, very heavy. And it's like cars are coming out of driveways. I guess this guy thinks he's close to get me or something. I'm not sure what he's thinking, but I've got a lot of vehicular stalking in my parents' neighborhood, in my neighborhood. This is a follow-up of the drone video, and I guess those were just citizen drones. They were kind of trying to psych me out. But I just want to keep my camera on for any vehicular stalking. They're hitting me pretty hard. I'm trying to figure out how to place my plates. Like I want to take the Sentinel. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe just taking it and putting it by me all the time, taking it off the wall. But I'm not sure. I think they have two remote stations, one in the front and one in the back. He has his lights on, or his lights are on all the time in the back and the front. So I got home and the same thing happened. I kind of checked everything. I'm gonna close that back window. I kind of just checked everything in my house because they unlocked the top lock and just messed with some stuff so I could see it in the house while I was at my parents' house. They're really vicious on the V2K now. They're like, this he's fucking nuts. We can do anything. Because I go in and I check my plugs and stuff like that just as a deterrent. Like, I don't think that, and there's a one light car right there. See it? Yeah. I get tons. I mean, it's just tons. They're just like flowing in the streets. My parents' neighbors. Right now, my ankle is like hurting so bad. They're shooting me in the ankle. So I don't know. I mean, I guess they've gotten a lot of people involved, and when that happens, it's just like they're hiding weapons, around my house in different houses, and in his house, and it's gone so far that I can't figure it out. Like even with my EMF meter, I can't figure out exactly where it's coming from. I think there are tons of people involved though. They're just like, I live alone. I've been tortured for 7 years. This guy's tortured me for 4 years. So my house is kind of a wreck. And what they do is, since he tortures me and my house is, there's the light, change the light. Just turn orange when I drive up to it. So they change lights on me. I don't know how. Like he'll when I go outside, there's like a light for the neighborhood. It's like in the back, it's in our yards, and he'll turn that on and off. So he's got, like, they give him control. Like, did you see it was about 15 seconds. So it goes red, then it's 15 seconds. So it's not a real stoplight. It's like him messing around with it, and it's a shorter stoplight. They do that all the time to me. Please comment if they do that to you. And I don't hear a lot of target individuals talking about that. My guy does have a lot of pull. He's connected, with stuff I don't really know. It's secretive stuff, but he's very connected. He can get stuff moving, and if he tells them lies about me, that's what everybody bases this targeting on. I'm just gonna kind of keep the camera going. It might run out of battery, so be prepared for that, or I'll be prepared for that. Sorry, I'm very discombobulated because they hit me in the back of the head, and so let's see if they change this light. Yep, okay, they changed that light. Do you see it? Right when I drive up to it, it'll be about 15 seconds. It's not a real. It's like not. It's not the usual stoplight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. See, and usually at a stoplight it'll be about 40 seconds or something like that. These are like little 10-second stops because he controls the lights. Y'all saw those 2 lights that he changed on me. Like right when I was driving up, they're green. They always change. So somebody is either like on the grid helping him do this, or he's actually got control of streetlights. A citizen in his house has equipment to change streetlights. So that's how dangerous this networking is, this targeting and this kind of Stasi factions. It's very dangerous because they've got a hold of a lot of networking, and they can do a lot of stuff in the grid. Like these lights are on a grid, they have cameras, so they see you when you come up. So he's got a lot of equipment in his house to control stuff. Like sometimes my electricity will turn off for a couple of seconds and then come back on, and there's no problem. So it's like he has way too much power in this. He also has the directed energy weapon, so it's like this. It's a very criminal, terrorist thing that they're doing. You know, I guess y'all all know that. But I'm just gonna keep the camera on. I get the one light cars. I've seen some sheriffs today because I am, you know, I verbalized to my attackers, which I started doing again. It increased the vehicular stalking because I think they can really edit the surveillance and you know, make you look real crazy, like you're just not talking to you're talking to yourself or something. It's been pretty rough, but I think that Sentinel, like, I'm gonna work it and try and figure out, because there's a whole nother side. Like the other house by me is some Mexican gentlemen, and they've gotten, you know, new cars and stuff like that, so they're involved. You know, stuff comes from that side, but I'm not sure how powerful it is, and I'm not sure if it's remote. Like I have a theory, because it's been so long and they've had so much time, that you know, my main stalker, he has 2 remote stations, one in the back and one in the front of his house, and then they have a remote station kind of in the back of their house, because they black out that window. They put something on it so you can't see anything. It's some special material, and so I think maybe they have remote stuff, and when I move all the plates to my main stalker side, I get a lot of ELF. So, you know, in theory, I think it's like a triangle of remote stations, but I'm not sure about that because there's been so much time. You know, they sneak around and they kind of hide where the weapons are, because they don't want me to know, because then I'll place the plates and it will buffer it. So this guy's getting real sneaky, and it's just sneaky on top of sneaky, and I can't really. You know, it's hard. I just got to kind of struggle through it and kind of do guesswork and experiment with it. But it's definitely like, I mean, like in my last video I said, I hear a lot of people, you know, saying you can't do anything about this stuff. But this Q-Wave stuff really does work. You just have to buy too much of it. Like, I mean, I've had to buy, like I think I have 16 plates or something, and then the Sentinel. That's thousands of dollars. I mean, it's like $10,000. So it's not feasible. It's not feasible, and I've gone over the top with it, because I'm like, well, you know, it's my life. They could hurt my spine or my head or something like that. So it's like a $500 for a new plate that can really decrease it and buffer it. I'm gonna go for it, or a plug or something like that. So I've spent tons of money on it. You can't just buy one plug, because they'll eventually, you know, increase the frequency to get over the plug. So it's like you gotta stay with them. It's like an arms race, and that's the trouble with all this equipment. Like, I mean, it works, but it doesn't take it out. You know, it doesn't just. It did at first because they only had, you know, a couple of weapons. You know, they hadn't got really set up, but now it's like. They have really powerful frequencies. They're pumping juice into it. Like, he's got generators outside of his house. So, you know, it still works. It still reduces it, but it just doesn't take it all away, which is what we need to do. Like, these personal defenders, like, I have like 4 personal defenders on me right now, and, you know, I took them off to take a bath, and that's when I got really hurt. And so the personal defenders really do work. You know, I'm thinking about getting another one, because they're on your body, and it's like these guys, like, if you put stuff by their weapons, they know that it's not working or it's being buffered. But if you have something on your person, like a field around you with a personal, Q-Wave defender, they don't really know. Like, they don't know what you're feeling when they're shooting the weapons. So protecting your body directly is very important, because it can trick them. It can really trick them, and they don't know how much they're hurting you. All right, guys. I'm gonna go to my parents' house and probably just hang out. Thanksgiving's coming up, so I hope all y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll probably make some videos, before Thanksgiving and after Thanksgiving. He's gonna be attacking me, when I'm with my family eating. They were attacking me. I went over to my grandma's house to have gumbo, and they were attacking me there. I had just gotten the Sentinel, and I left it at my parents' house, and I was charging it, so I had to leave it here, and I really wanted to bring it around. And this stuff has gotten me so riled, and I'll just admit it. Like, I mean, I was like worried that they would come in and mess with that Sentinel thing from Q-Wave at my parents' house. So I like covered it up. I did stuff so if they messed with it, I would see change. And so this stuff has messed me up, where I'm over, like, I'm trying to deter them from messing with my stuff. And it does look like paranoia, but it's like I just, they've always done little things, like they'll pull out a plug or they'll do something little. So I try and deter things, and it's really overboard. It's really an annoyance all the time. Like, I went to my grandma's, and I was hanging out with my brother and my grandma, helped her hook up her new cable thing to her TV, and we were enjoying it. But the whole time I was like, man, I got to get back to the house, because I'm charging that thing. And they've turned off the alarm in my parents' house before when I've been here. Like, I'll leave, I'll turn the alarm on, and they'll turn it off while I'm gone. So they get somebody, they know my parents' alarm code, and they have people in this neighborhood who, are harassing me while I'm in this house, like while I come out. So I really worry about my parents. Like, if I'm not here and these people have nobody to harass, I'm worried that because they're connected to me, these people will just be like, oh, we'll just fuck with them, we'll hurt them. And my dad's already had an aneurysm, which is very suspicious. The conditions were very suspicious. So I get very worried about that. I'm not, like, I know you guys, y'all comment when I talk about this stuff, but I'm just talking about my feelings. I'm going to move forward, I'm not, like, scared or anything like that. It is a scary proposition. This is terrorism. But I'm not trying to instill fear in you guys. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel and what I do, so you can kind of be like, oh, well, I do that too, or I don't know, I'm just trying to tell the truth about this, so we can get it out. We can get it done. We need to get these weapons out of their hands. And I think the thing is, it's like, a lot of these people, they think they have to do it because they have crazy philosophies and crazy connections in the community. But if the program stops, I think, the DHS stuff, like, people are aware of it. I think these guys will stop. They'll be like, okay, well, it's like the hierarchy says stop, so we'll stop. I really hope so. That's a theory. That's not a definite thing. But alright, guys, God bless you. It wasn't that bad on the way home to my parents. God, they hit me hard tonight, so sorry about the kind of forgetting words and stuff, I guess. Love you guys. Take care. Like, defend yourself. Don't give up. This is coming to a head. Like, I mean, I was talking to a psychiatrist today who believed me. Like, he was like, I hope that doesn't exist, but there's a lot. Like, I was telling him about the conference calls, about all the women who are being targeted. They're being attacked, and they're older women. It's like 40 years old. It's not schizophrenia. Schizophrenia doesn't present itself, when you're 40 years old. It doesn't present itself when you're 20 something. So you know, like it's weird because I'm so cogent with him, and cogent, man, I'm very clear minded with him, and we were talking about